please.
Hello.
Hello. Can we do a quick body scan on her body and see what's happening there for her, please?
Yes. So we're stopping in her heart space. This is somewhere that she often gets kind of, let's say, congested energy if she is not diligent in doing her work. So this is something that we're able to remove. Yes, everything's flowing well.
Thank you so much. She was curious about her trip to Sedona. Can you tell us what's going to be happening there?
Well, we're showing her right now that she is like pulling back from it. She's visual. She is like grabbing Brandon's hand and just like pulling him back, like, no, let's not go. So she's looking at it more from like a afar of what like could have been or would have been, but we're not showing her there.
Okay, so tell me what's happening then. Why is she pulling back?
So she's kind of been on like an up and down, with just the kind of thoughts and just processing this next handful of days. And so so what's happening is she's like kind of resting a little too much in it's like she does a lot of work and she feels very confident in everything and feels great energetically. It's like she has to really 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 work to get herself, mind, body, spirit, everything where it needs to be. This is not unusual, but it's something that she has just really done a lot lately. These last handful of months just has really become a big part of her, and that's why she was just elevated to just a whole new level for her. And as she became comfortable in that, like it was kind of exciting and interesting and new, and she was like exploring and experimenting with kind of her, the gifts and the knowledge and stuff that was opened up, and she just became that then became kind of comfortable, and she stopped really doing that work. She stopped exploring. She hasn't really connected a lot with us, what she was doing a lot at first when she realized that she could. And So what we're finding is on like she'll, spend like she'll get kind of to a a lower place and then realize, oh, she really needs to do work, which she does, and she elevates herself. She, just takes care of everything energetically, and she's, just very confident and trusting and just in everything. And then since she's feeling so good, she won't do it the next day or 2 days or sometimes even 3 days. And that's when she starts questioning just just the kind of just the validity of what's happening. She does not doubt anything that she's been told, but she just thinks that there's more to it. And so she starts kind of um just just questioning her, like what to do with her days basically. And we realized that this is something that really started, like she was 100% confident in everything. And it really started when Brandon actually accepted, um, the information that she was sharing with him. And so she is, she does not want to disappoint him. This is something that um, this is really something that directs like to issues with her. It stems from issues with her father, and just always wanting, like seeking his approval and wanting to be the best or perfect at this or whatever, best grades or just the absolute best, so that he would acknowledge her and validate her. And when um, when Brandon came along, he kind of almost took that place in her life, and so she really strives to like do the best for him, not because she needs it. Like he wouldn't not validate her or but she very much just doesn't want to let him down. And so this pretty much as soon as he really just really became acceptant of the information that she shared with him and the future, this of the upcoming events, she then all of a sudden like kind of shied away from it, like, well, not wanting to steer him the wrong way, or what if this doesn't happen, what is he going to think or of her. And so that's what's made her that really truly is what's made her start questioning things, not because she didn't at all until he accepted it. And as soon as he accepted it, she started questioning, not because she really thinks that there's something wrong with the information, but because she is afraid of like disappointing him or not being right, or causing him to kind of, I don't know, not. She likes to use the word like roller coaster. She doesn't want to take him on a roller coaster, right? And but that really is what she's done by telling him all this stuff and working so hard to help him process it, and over time and gently. And then the second he does, she like almost like snatched it back from him. Well, but wait, what if it's not the case? Wait, don't start saying that, don't start talking that way. Wait, like maybe we should, but only just in case. And she basically like snatched it back from him. And the what we're showing her really is that's what's disappointing to him.
Okay.
So the point in all of that really is that the trip is in one of the times when she was not doing her work. She was not elevated to the kind of level that she could have been, and started questioning and started kind of thinking with her just normal 3D brain. And the normal 3D brain is like, hey, I want to get out. I want to do something. It's been a while. I want the kids to see something. And so what we did was, since she has free will, she can make that choice. She can take that trip. But what we did is directed her to the absolute best place. If she's going to go anywhere, she needs to go there, because that is a place where continued growth and healing and elevation and would occur. So we didn't want to direct her to a place that would make her backtrack anymore or sink, anymore. So it is free will. It is her free will. She can choose to go there, and he's has already made arrangements to go there. But what she when she does elevate herself, what she did do that work this the latter part of today, and what she sees is that time is drawing near. And is that really the best thing to do? Does she really want to be away from her kids, when there's only so many days left to be with them? So it is still her choice. And either way is fine. But what we are seeing is right now she is pulling back, and she's like holding Brandon back, like, not going.
Okay, I understand. Thank you. When she goes to the away on the trip, will her children be safe and will they be happy?
We are showing her that there is a state of fear that something will occur that is making them fearful. So so it is she is getting a sense that there's a possibility that they might not be safe.
And how so? Can you tell me what you're showing here?
So she's not seeing a specific reason. What she's just seeing is the kids gathered with their grandmother, and they're all just very afraid. And that we're just showing her that it's like, if she was there, that wouldn't be the case. There's already things in place that would make it not a scary or unsafe situation. But if she is not there, then they would feel that way. It has to do with something going on outside. It's not something like within their household, or it's not like an accident or anything. It is what's is involving what's going on in, like, outside, just the world.
And can you give us more information about that or details? Can you show her what's happening?
Yeah, she's very much feeling the energy and seeing people like um just running, just very, just like scurrying around, just like in a panic. And yeah, and she's seeing like, so she's seeing that it has to do with, yeah, with a like an announcement that's going to be made that puts people in a panic. And um just seeing a lot of people just really just, she's just seeing them as like running, like with fearful, yeah, like running to like safety, like running indoors and running, like trying to get to a safe place. She's also seeing that like flights being shut down. And yeah, she's just seeing it as like civil unrest. She's not actually seeing violence or like anyone being hurt, but more like just the fear that something could or would um, affect them, I guess is the word. Not so much physically harm them, but just puts them into a state of like fear, and where they are just really being like overly cautious about what's what might come. I guess there's not there's not a she's definitely seeing President Trump. He is very much there, like in the spotlight. But whatever he is saying is just causing people to basically run for cover, just run for to just want to be protected. But she's not actually seeing like any physical harm happening or anything, but just the changes that are happening because of President Trump, I guess, announcement. And she is seeing it affect like flights as well. So just to bring her back to the picture of her family, it's not that they are in danger. They're not going to be harmed, but they will feel unsafe and they will feel more in danger because she's not there.
Mhm. Okay. And so, how will Michelle hear the news about what's happening? Will she see it on the internet or?
Yeah, we're showing her just from her phone. She's looking at her phone. We're showing like her and Brandon together, and they're just just seeing this on their phone, almost like they are in the airport. Yeah.
Okay. So there's going to be no actual physical worry or real threat, but it's just the information shared is going to make people panic.
Yes, which does create issues on its own as well. So yes, even though there won't physically be like a anything that's harming the people, it is the fear and the panic that creates um, kind of a snowball effect. Like it will affect other things, like in what as far as like just closures and she's saying like lockdown, like just being just a more much it's gonna make a controlled more of a, like a controlled environment, not really because it's needed, but it's just what is gonna happen to try to like make sure that it doesn't happen.
Okay, and can you give her a sense of why people are wanting to go inside and protect themselves? What's going on there?
Mm, not really. She's seeing that there's something that's going to be revealed to them, but it doesn't. It's nothing. There's nothing that she's seen that stands out as like why they would be running. Oh, she's just seeing. Okay, so it's not so much that they're running on their own, it's that they have to because it's going to be like forced upon them. They're going to be like in a short time frame, changes made where they're going to like be, I guess, locked down. So they're going to be like rushing around for that. They're gonna have to basically hurry to where they need to be and have be kind of set up for the situation. So she isn't getting she's it's a it's kind of a light sense about what is actually being announced, but it's just the reaction of like the government, and then when the government kind of rolls out these changes and the people are going to panic, but not because there's something that's actually coming or changing or will be harmful. It's just going to create the situation where people kind of being almost looks like they're being controlled, like they are being forced to like stay in, and but it's just not the information, it's not driving to her, like the information doesn't match the result of the information, if that makes sense. So yeah, so she's saying that it is something that'll affect just kind of the goings on of the world and people at work and the like police. Um, she's just confused because it doesn't match. Just like the announcement and President Trump, and it's not like this. It's not a heavy energy. It doesn't feel like it's going to be anything uh, detrimental or overly shocking. But the result of it that she's seeing that the people are, it is going to be it's going to create a big change.
Okay.
So it just keeps showing her, like, what she keeps seeing over and over is the airplanes, just the airplanes. And she is getting a sense that whatever is going to happen or be announced is going to affect like flights and uh, and her ability to get back home easily.
Will the announcement be about something that has happened? Some sort of event?
She's seen it more as something that's like going to happen. So not necessarily a reveal of something in the past, but the steps moving forward. The like yeah. So there is like pieces of it that yes, that are things that have already happened, but the big kind of shocker is more like what's going to happen. And this has to do with like the presidency and some changes in the laws and the way that we are um, way that we're directing people. So yeah. She she is under the impression that it would be more geared towards like crimes against humanity, but it really is like the bigger focus is like what is the changes that are now going to occur, which does affect everyone.
Mm-hmm.
So yes, so she's gonna sense that that it's just going to cause lockdowns and some changes in like the laws and stuff, so that just until people get kind of settled, or so that they don't cause problems.
Is,
Hmm.
is this just her state or is this all over?
She's seen it for her country. It is something that will spread and will eventually affect everyone, but the actual the immediate effect of it is just for her country. It does creep out, or showing her that like it creeps, like it is yes, that it will like creep out and basically touch everyone, all of the countries, but it really immediately is just something that is going to affect our country. This is very confusing to her because the announcement seems like good. It seems like almost good news and light, and Trump is very happy and light and smiling, and not it doesn't seem like it's going to be a heavy announcement or a heavy situation. some revealing, but not the overall tone doesn't feel very heavy, but the immediate effects will be felt heavily by her country or within her country.
Is the country under threat?
Well, not under threat as like they're kind of depends how you're asking that question. So they are under uh there's potential, like we're showing her that there are people trying to attack. There is specifically another country that is trying to come in and attack, but that they're very much blocked. It's not. She's showing them coming through Canada, but it's not can. They are red. She just sees them as red. She doesn't. They're red people trying to come in through Canada, but that they are very much blocked. So they are, we could say, under attack in that sense, and under attack in that there is many, we would call them minions out there trying to steal the country and steal the leadership of the country to gain really the leadership of the world. So they are under attack in that sense, but not in the sense that like there's going to be bombed or something like that. But again, this announcement feels very light. It feels like good news.
Okay, and so is anything else happening? Is there any other announcements or any other events that changes people's reactions and makes them in more of a panic?
They're showing her smaller events, like smaller kind of um attack, something that's like more specific to like this city or that city, but it's really just it's not from other countries and stuff. It's really just people that are just causing trouble, just kind of retaliating, but it's not anything that will be a huge really a huge problem or widespread or very damaging. But a lot of she's just saying like throughout the country, a lot of the like this spot, that spot, but that it's not really going to be a big deal, that they will be pretty much under control. She's seeing Kamala Harris. This is something that she has seen before and she's not sure why, but she's popping up again.
What is she seeing happening?
Oh, she's seeing that she's like she's seeing her like arrested in handcuffs.
And who is this person for non-Americans?
So she is the running mate with Joe Biden. So she is in the vice she's a vice presidential candidate. So we're showing her that he is already gone, that he is completely out of the picture, but that she isn't yet. But we're showing her in handcuffs. And again, Trump is very happy. He's very much smiling at the situation.
So how come, is it Biden? How come he's already gone?
I'm sure that he's already been arrested and eliminated. He's been executed.
Will the public know this?
Yeah, she's getting a very strong sense that that'll be part of what will be announced. Yeah.
Okay, and so in terms of this event, it's her Saturday. So are you saying on her Monday she's going to experience this announcement?
Yeah, she's seeing the 14th.
Okay, so then that's just a few days. And so, okay. And so if she did go on her holiday, would she get stuck and not be able to come back home?
Yes, she keeps saying the airports, the airports, the airports, and yeah, that they are. She is unclear whether they cannot make it there or they cannot make it back, but that they are stuck in the airport and they're looking at their phones.
Okay.
She really is getting a sense that she would not make it there anyway. Like that they will not be able to make it there.
One of the questions, subconscious, was that she felt like there was something missing, and she felt like she feels like we're missing something and it's something yet is to be revealed. And she had that sense straight after our last session.
Yes, she is seeing a big star, like a really, really, really bright star, and that just the parts that she's not understanding really has to do with kind of what is physically happening, or physically changing, or physically occurring and aligning and being put into play in order for the shift to happen. This is something that is so much just very far outside of her ability to understand. And so when she's trying to piece together information or search for more clues, if you will, there's so much. We're just showing her this very, very, very bright star, and kind of just the she wants to call it space, just with the space, and that there's a lot going on there that she has no understanding of. So if she did, it would provide her a little bit more clarity, a little bit more distinct answers, but it is outside of her comprehension.
Okay, so are you able to tell us a little bit more about the star?
She's just saying that the star is a very, very, very big um, place in the shift. That if this star didn't occur, then there would not be she's saying like the absence of like the energy and kind of the pathway needed for the shift to happen. So yes, so just this very, 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 very bright star is really the kind of the last game piece. Once that's in play, then everything is like free to move the way it needs to move. This is. I'm sorry.
No, you can continue.
This. Yeah. She's saying that as like the path that for everyone to it just opens up the path um for the she's saying it for the people to move through. It does not make sense to her, but when like we show this very, very, very bright star, when it is put in place, then energetically there's like a pathway that is created that allows the shift to happen. This is part of the reason that the date that we've given you is a best option. We want to make it clear that that is not 100% necessary for this event to take place, but it is why the date has been chosen. That is one reason. There's a lot of, she's saying it kind of like a pyramid. There's a lot of things that are coming that are just lined up perfectly on that date. And they all are basically, the energy of each one of those things is like shining up to a point, and the point is this one big star. So it's just the kind of the final, like the cap, just where all of those things, just like literally the culmination of all of these things at one time that just energetically make it possible, but also kind of she's saying it as like the playing out of like stories that so many stories point to these events, and these events are all happening on the same time, and all of those events and all point up to this one tip of the pyramid, and the pyramid is this big, very, very, very bright star. And from the star is the pathway for people to shift.
What is the star made out of?
the star is just a gathering of mm, it's a gathering of energy because of the proximity of several different hmm, it seems like planets are big. They're definitely structures that are all hold a certain type of energy, and but a different energy. And so when they come into close proximity of each other, and that energy works together um, in just exactly the way that we need it to. That if it was just one of these planets or one of these structures, that energy is not as powerful. Not because there's not enough of it, but because it's a different kind. So the merging of these several structures and their different energies creates this very, very, very powerful force that just makes it possible for so much um, more easier movement and transitions and just realities to come into existence that wouldn't be without the combining of these energies.
Okay, thank you. And what color is the star? And when will she notice it?
It's white. It's just very, 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 very bright. Very, very, very bright. Um, hmm. She's saying that it will come like into view, but it will be like lesser and it'll get stronger, like brighter and bigger, kind of just more prominent, more definitely stronger visually, brighter over like a couple day time period.
And when will she start noticing it?
She's saying like the 19th. And that it will get gradually brighter and brighter. And when it's at its brightest, when it is at its brightest, is when she will see physical changes happening. She's seeing this very vivid picture of like when she sees that, when she's like just literally observing, how bright it is, that things literally start moving back and forth, like through space and time. Just that's when things start really, the movement starts. So we're just showing her that it really, the kind of missing link for her, that this is something that maybe others have an awareness of, but for her, she did not or does not. And that this is a very, very, very important piece of the puzzle and something that she just doesn't have any knowledge or understanding of. And so as much as she's trying to kind of dig and find out what it is that's missing, it's not something that she can just think of. It's something that really is outside of her her reach and outside really of her ability to understand.
Okay, so thank you. And why is it that we can't see the star now?
Because they are not in alignment. She's saying that two of them almost are, like not quite, but two of them are very close to being in alignment, but the third is not moved into alignment. So as they are moving, as they are like almost into alignment, and they're moving closer and closer, that's when this star becomes visible, like more visible. It's not that it doesn't exist, it's just not prominent enough to like visually see a difference in right now.
Okay, thank you. Um, is there anything else that you're showing her that you want to tell us about?
I'm not showing her anything specific, but we're just giving her the knowing that she will see more. She is like seeking more signs, and we're just telling her that they are coming, that she doesn't even have to look, they will be there for her. I just want to make it very something that we always say, but it's something that's so important to her, that if she goes a day without doing her work and really, really, really elevating herself to where she, the highs that she can possibly reach, which is greater every single day, then she will continue to have a better understanding and a better clarity on all of this. But when she doesn't, it's like it goes away. It's that's when she has questions on the things that we've already given her the answers on. So just like we've said many times, for all of the people listening and really all of humanity, we wish we could shout it to everyone. It's so 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 important to keep yourself um, just as clear and elevated as possible. And what she's doing is trying to plan her final days the best way that she can. And that's not a bad thing from a human standpoint. She is making the best of her days, and she's making beautiful memories and beautiful, using her time, in beautiful ways. But that is also taking away from her time and attention on herself. And when she does not when she is not elevated, she will start naturally talking about stuff going on in the world, talking about politics, or even scrolling social media and stuff that just has not been a part of her consciousness for quite some time now. And so we just have to reiterate to her, and really to it's just so important for everyone. But if she were to really do the work and just stay where she needs to be, she wouldn't even have these questions. She wouldn't have even been planning a trip. She wouldn't be even worried about the missing link. Um, it's just when she's not where she needs to be that all of these things become questions.
Okay, thank you very much. In terms of after the speech with Trump and how her Monday unfolds, will she still be able to use the internet?
Well, we're showing her very much like looking at the phone, like getting this information through a phone, her and Brandon staring at their phones. But that after that it's kind of she's seeing like very limited access.
So no social media.
No.
Okay. In terms of the potential threat,
She's saying, sorry, she's just saying as far as social media that it'll be there, but um it'll only be in regards to the information that they're supposed to be hearing and seeing. That's not that it will be gone or off, it'll just direct them to the same information.
okay, and the same information is going to look like what?
Well, the announcement that is being made, so whatever Trump is going to announce. She just keeps seeing him showing like the direction, like kind of something that happened a little bit that happened in the past, a little bit of like a reveal of something that is done, but really him like pointing to the path of what they're gonna go. Just the path of the next. She's showing he's turning to the left and kind of and putting his arms out and kind of upwards, like not straight up, but just like a airplane taking off, kind of. Um, he's showing the direction that they're going to go, which is the opposite of what happened in the past.
Okay, and so what is she going to notice on her Tuesday then?
So Tuesday, she's just getting like a feeling of like very dull, like nothing exciting. It's just like kind of soaking up the same thing, like whatever the announcement was. It's just like the same thing, that there's nothing that's really new or changed, but they're just kind of like not doing anything but just thinking about the information.
I see. And then what about Wednesday?
This is we're showing her and Brandon together, but it's like their focus, like they're unable to do anything but just basically sit with this information. Wednesday, it looks much brighter and lighter, and there's movement. There's not just the sitting with the information, but they're actually out and about. They're just seeing them outside, and where before it was just her and Brandon literally alone with the information. Wednesday just looks and feels so much lighter.
In terms of how Brandon's coping with the information, how is he going to?
She's showing that he's just not shocked, just a little bit kind of she wants to say bummed, or kind of not a frustration, but just he's not excited, he's not happy, he's not jumping for joy, but he's not scared. He's just like more almost like you're relieved to hear it, but kind of let down at the same time.
How is he let down?
He's let down because of something that's going to happen, like financially, and something that kind of would affect the direction of his work and like finances, like not so much his actual money in his pocket, but like how finances are handled. And this is something that's been a big focus to him. He's a big planner financially, and so he's like let down about the changes that are happening because of, or not because of, but the changes that they're announcing about something about how financially things are handled. But we're just showing it's just such short term that it will be announced, but it's not something that will even be an issue.
Okay, thank
So
you.
she will not care about that, but he will, only because of his years of kind of planning and direction financially.
So it will be more validation for him about what Michelle has been telling him.
Yes, it'll just be another piece of the puzzle, but a piece that he didn't really want to occur.
Okay, thank you. In terms of,
So we just want to make it clear to her that these are still like just human emotions that he's going to experience. It really, that she will, and really everyone will. There's going to be emotions that come with this announcement, but that it is something that really is just part of, again, of just this big reveal and awakening. It is just another step and just another tool to help the masses awaken, and we do feel like this is a big one that will really kind of project people in the right path, the right direction. And so you are human. You're going to, you will feel emotion that comes with it, but it's not something that'll even really affect you. Hearing it will affect you, but it's the plan and what's rolling out just won't even come to be, just will not affect you.
hmm,
So it really is just a tool. It is part of a plan. She's seeing President Trump on like almost a game board. If you like a game board that has like a path, like with squares, and this path, and then this square, and then you hop to the next square, and you hop to the next square, and it literally, this announcement is just like the next square to him. It is the next piece of the game. So it's not anything new. It's not something that just is has to be announced because it's just now unfolding. It is just another piece of his plan, and how and just the way his plan is unfolding. But his plan really is our plan, and our plan is um, to awaken humanity.
Thank you. And in terms of my country, I'm assuming we'll just hear about it, but nothing will physically happen for us.
Yes, you'll very much hear about it, and it will cause concern for some people, just wondering what that means for you and what is next. What is next to come? And it will affect your country for the people that do not shift. This is what we mean when we were showing her. Yeah, the visual that she's getting is like it has tentacles that kind of reach out and touch everywhere, and it will, but not. It's not. The big focus is, of course, in her country, but it will reach out and touch everyone. But there's not going to be any big changes or effects felt in your country immediately by any means. And it is something that really will only affect um, a small part of the population who will be here um, on Earth the longest.
Thank you. Yes, I think a lot of people are still expecting to see med beds and the financial systems changing and a whole lot of stuff that they were promised um, occurring. And it seems like there would be no experiences of that for people who are shifting.
The experience would just be the knowledge of it and the awakening to um, the truth about the technologies um, do exist and have been hidden from humanity, and with very much damaging effects. So yeah, really the greatest thing that will affect you is just the knowing of them. It's not so much the like, getting to experience the effects there's like really big effects financially or big effects like um healing through med beds, but just the knowing of them and knowing of the way the financial system directed much of your lives in a way that it really shouldn't have.
Thank you. Thank you. In terms of Monday's news, will that be when people find out that Biden has been arrested? Is that what you were referring to?
Yes, the truth will be revealed about Biden. Yes. Um, it's not the only one. There will be other information released about others as well, but it's just not going to be really a big. Mm, it'll be released, but almost. Mm, she wants to say downplayed. It's not really that's downplayed. It just won't really be held to the at the capacity that it really should have been. So it will be announced, but it won't be like in a really um, in a harsh or strong way. It'll just be a truth revealed. And since this happened, this is the direction we're going to go. That's the way she sees it. It's not something that's going to be a big like finger pointing. It'll just be like a just a reveal of truth.
Okay.
But that it not a huge reveal, just kind of a in a limited capacity and a limited amount of information and a limited amount of people, not like a very widespread, huge reveal.
Okay, so you're not going to see footage of them being arrested.
No, she's only seeing Kamala Harris in handcuffs. So yeah, it's like the knowledge of others having been arrested or taken out of their like positions, but not seeing them arrested so much. Just very kind of straightforward information, and then the moving on of what's to come, like what direction it'll
Okay,
go.
thank you. Thank you. I understand. Thank you. Um,
Joe,
and yes,
she really needs to um,
am I able to reconnect back with the higher self, please?
yes.
Thank you. In terms of the trip to Sedona, can she go? Or is it possible for her to go? Is it possible for her to get back?
It is possible for her to go, but it will be hard for her to get back. Not impossible, but it will. There will be complications in getting back.
Okay. Okay.
So what we're showing her is that if she goes, that it's just not going to be the experience that she's looking for because of the stuff surrounding this announcement. And it's not really because the announcement like so much stops or like would force it to be stopped, but it's just the effect that it'll have on people. And so it's just not going to be as like open and free and just freely able to experience in the way that she would want to. But she can very much go if she would like. She will get back, but it won't be without complications and concern.
Okay. Thank you. And in terms of I was going to say something. Um, so it seems like your recommendation is for her to cancel her trip.
It is our desire for her to stay in as much of a high vibrational state as possible. And it would be easier for her to do that here without the concerns that she will experience. And we're showing her that a lot of it really is not, it wouldn't even be necessary. It would just be her worry, her concern for the kids. And so if she wants to go, she is free to go, but she really has to release her like fears surrounding it, or else she's not going to go and receive the good energy and fun and healing and experiences that she is going there to receive. So she would if she is able to work and release those, and she will still have good experiences there. If not, she will only only be focused or almost feeling and experiencing the negative aspects, the stuff that isn't so good, or the stuff that she is not able to do, or the roadblocks that she, you know, may encounter. We're showing her that it can be a good experience if she wants it to be, but it really, um, most of it is up to her, and that there are definitely other, other pieces that will come into play that are out of her, out of her control, but that she can work through if she wants to. This is really just a good, just another lesson for her. It is just something that she, um, just showing her some things that she can um, can work on, and really, it's making her question um, where her focus should be. Should it be on her own experiences and elevating herself? And she is going there for growth and for healing, and these are great things. So should she focus on herself in that way, and her relationship, these last kind of few days with Brandon, and just you know and bringing that to its kind of a peak, or um, or focus on her duties as a mother. That is something that she just needs to decide which path. That neither is wrong. Um, there's different growth and different lessons in each, but it is something that she just needs to decide on.
Okay.
If she decides to take the path of, her own kind of growth and healing, then she has to do some work to even experience that growth and healing. If she is not willing or up for that work, then she can choose the other path, and it'll be beneficial to her and to the kids and the family and other ways. So there's not a right or wrong.
Mhm. Thank you. Thank you very much. In terms of, um, she would like to experience seeing what her higher self looks like.
Hmm. Yeah, she's just seeing her higher self as she sees it as light energy, but it's kind of like a center of light, but it comes out, and she's almost like, what it reminds her of is almost like a she doesn't want to say it, but almost like a butterfly, that she has seen other light beings, and they are kind of shaped different, or the way that the light emits is different. For the one, this is kind of comes out in not a true butterfly, but in a form that reminds her of a butterfly. But it is just light. It is a center of light, and the way the light is coming out.
Lovely.
She
Okay.
has almost like wings.
Hmm. Cute. Okay. And what does her subconscious look like?
She just wants to say she sees her higher self like as almost as in like an angel. Just the way the light is coming out. Yes, we're showing her subconscious at its truest. So we're showing there that her subconscious has can and has changed um, mm, so many times, countless times. But she's saying like all the way at the back of the line, like really what it started at is this is an the Arcturian being.
Nice. And so she can see her own evolution.
Mm-hmm.
Is there anything else you want to tell her?
It's just interesting because she can see also like into what she wants to call the future, but the forms that have not yet been but will be. And so she could very much see that there is a a lot ahead. There's a lot of, she wants to say, long path ahead, but at each path in there's distinct changes. And so yeah, she could see like how far, like what has been, but also what is ahead. Is very, very cool.
How interesting. And so, in terms of um, how she can look on the new Earth, does she have an option to be more humanoid, human looking on the new Earth if she chooses?
Yes, or showing her that like she um will very much want arms, and and she can basically make arms. But what we want to tell her is that like when she doesn't see features, it is not because there would never be features. It is that the features are not known. They're not decided yet. So there will be many changes to the way that your bodies are experienced there over just just as changes occur in your knowing and just your kind of evolution of being there, that you will not always be um, featureless ovals, but that is the base of that is just the start. And that some of the what she's calling features, and some of the ways that the body will change would be because of your specific desire to experience your body in a certain way. But some will also be just it will there will be a general kind of evolution of the body as well over time. We know there's not time, but time is in how you experience time just over a period.
Mm-hmm. Thank you. And in terms of the coming week, would it be like a martial type law?
She's saying that martial law is an option, but it's not something that will just be immediate. It's a tool that will only be used if it needs to be used, but that there will be some attempts to control civil unrest so that, or in the hopes that it will not need to escalate to martial law. So it is not something that will just be declared immediately. It is just an option.
Okay.
She really is not experiencing any big events that are going to need to induce that. But she is getting a sense of that being controlled and not basically not allowed to escalate to that point.
Fantastic, great news. And in terms of the potential threat to America with the people that she sees as being red approaching the borders from Canada, do you see that happening before or after the shift or at all?
Well, the threat is now. Those people are there now. She is confused by this because it is in Canada or through Canada, but is not because of Canada. It is not Canada. It's not. It's not Canada. Canada's attack. It is just the way, the route they are taking. But yes, this is something that is going on now, but it is not something that will continue much longer. She's getting a very clear visual of lots of military stopping that's already being handled. So it is nothing that will it will not be an issue or in existence at all after the shift.
Okay, cool. Thank you. In terms of the shift, is it still happening as scheduled?
Yes, we're telling her very much yes, 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 but she's literally searching for any evidence otherwise. There's none.
Okay, thank you. And she saw a little while ago what we refer to as a little grey being. Can you tell us more about that?
Yes, this is definitely something that she was kind of asking for. She was hoping to see evidence with her own eyes. And so, yes, she, at that time that she was very much looking and open to seeing, she did see Um, yes, she did see that alien being. But this was a day when she was the energy was very, 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 very strong. It was a day that she was having to really work all day. It took the whole day for her to process um the energy that was coming through on that day. And so she was very much so she literally spent the day doing all of this work, that she was in a very elevated state, and she was able to see this alien being. He was there, but what we are showing her is that it's not something new. It is something that, if she was always in that state, she would be able to see. We're showing her, like, literally how they are around, kind of coming in and out and doing their thing. Not doing anything to her, not affecting her, but just all around. Um, mm, there are really a lot of them here. But she is not normally at a place where she, is able to visually see those. So if she were to make it a habit of getting to that level of consciousness, then she would see them much more. So interesting.
Hmm. And
They're literally everywhere. So cool.
okay.
Oh, okay. So what she's just experienced is that was part of the energy that she was feeling that day. That's why, or that's part of the fact that they were so abundant that day, that they were so um, busy coming in and out that day, is the reason that she was feeling that energy. That was part of their what they were here doing. And so she's seen it like a wagon wheel. They were there, um basically. She wants to say delivering. It's not that they were delivering, but that was part of the energy that was very, very, very strongly being introduced to Earth on that day, and they were part of that, carrying out that. And so the fact that she very much feels the change in energy, and energy in all energy affects her, she had to um, work to get rid of that. And since she did, she was elevated to a state of consciousness that she could see them. But if they weren't there delivering that energy, like nothing, like that wouldn't have necessarily happened. Does that make sense? It was all they were they were there. They were all over the place because of the energy being delivered that day. They are not always around in the ways that she seen that they were on that day.
Okay, I see. It's quite cool. And so, do you get a sense of what they were doing apart from adding more energy or processing energy?
So they were like leveling it out. So when this energy was being delivered to Earth, it is very impactful to not just humans, but like to animals, and even to the plant life and everything. It is not something that your bodies were created to handle, and this is why we are delivering it in small doses, we'll say. And so what they were doing was basically helping to ease that transition. So where it was needed, they were kind of she's just seeing it as like smoothing it out, like helping, like if it was affecting this group of people, or this like the plant life or the animals, that they were there to help ease the that does not make sense to her, but it is just that they're helping. If it was if whether it's a person or animal or plant life or any creatures, if they were not handling that adjustment and energy, that they were fixing that for them, so that it didn't have detrimental effects, didn't make them sick, or you know didn't kill the plant life, or that they were there just helping it to be received in the most gentle way possible.
Okay, that's nice. Thank you. Thank you. And
She
my
wants to say they're very cute. They're just very, very cute, very busy, little, pleasant, very cute
sweet.
alien. Yeah.
Nice. Okay. Oh, that is lovely. Oh, we thank them for all the work that they're doing for us. I'm curious to find out about the emerald tablets and their location. Can you show her where they are and what they look like?
It's just seeing that they are underwater, but they are um she's seeing it as like sheltered. Like it's not that they are like lost and buried, but they are there, but they are being they have um like a barrier protection around them. Um so it is known that they're there. Uh yes, she is seeing that it's she can very much see it on a map. Um So it is she's seen it to she's seen as the west side of the big um continent. I feel like afraid to say it, but what she's saying is it is to the west side of the big continent of Africa, but that it's very, like, she's seeing these specific little islands, these two um kind of longer, not super long. Hard to explain. These islands that are kind of in a like a V shape, but like a real spread out V, but that they are near those islands.
Thank you. And can you get a sense, please, subconscious or higher self, what the purpose of them are?
She's just seeing it as a story, just information, just a story of of a of a a time period. It is, yeah, it is just like the she's just in a sense it's like the entrapment or like holding history. And so it's nothing that is telling anyone necessarily what to do. It is telling did what they did do. It is just the records of that time period.
Mm-hmm. And can you show her when they were made and give her the visuals of what the people look like or the beings look like who created them and inscribed them?
Yes, she's not saying that they're so much inscribed that it is like a divine creation, a divine gift. It is not something that um that that the beings made themselves. It is something that was um placed there for the purpose of holding that history and kind of that place in, she wants to say place in time, but it's not that it was, certain years, whatever, but just the the relic of that existence when it was not, when that existence. So there's the gift. She's seen as a divine gift that is so that that existence never went away entirely. Um, like we will not let you be forgotten. That you had a purpose, and we will not let that disappear.
Do they have
And
any? Thank you. Continue. Sorry.
oh, so just that it is not something that is actually like physically inscribed. Like there's wording, but it is not something. It's not like on like carved in a on top of stone so much. It is something like the information is within them, not on top of them.
Okay. And do they have any significance to the shift?
And she's seeing three. There's three put together in a kind of like they are back to back. There's three separate pieces. But she's seeing each one as like a different, she wants to call it a time period, but something, a specific part of that existence. So she's saying that some is like almost she's seeing it as like experiencing like love and war. Like this one holds, all of these beautiful, beautiful, beautiful things that happen in the existence. And then this one is holding the more heavy, the hard parts of that existence. And then the other one is holding the information of basically like she's seeing it as like the family members or the people involved in those stories and in that time period in that existence.
Okay. And so, does it have any? Do they have any significance to our shift? What's going to happen to them after the shift or during the shift?
Yeah, she sees that goes with humanity. That as long as humans and humanity is continuing, that is all part of. of the if they're it's not just as part of the past, but as part of them, as part of what has brought them to the the point where they are. So, like on New Earth, these are all pieces of the puzzle that will be revealed um, when you go to New Earth. It is there will be there will be an explanation. We will not just drop you on New Earth and without explanation. So these are part of the pieces um of the story of why you are where you are at this point in your existence. And so there are many pieces of the puzzle, many we'll call it relics of certain time periods or civilizations or even different types of beings that played a role in your shaping where you are and who you are and how you are today. And so it is, you are not new beings, you have so much history and so much evolution, and that is not going to be lost. That is something that will go with you and what will be accessible to you, because it really is a part of all of you.
Nice.
These are just one example, though. There will be many others.
Okay. Thank you. It seems that people are curious about where they are, because they were sort of told that Thoth would come back and collect them or retrieve them at the end of days.
That what will retrieve them? Sorry.
Thoth, he was the leader of the Atlantean sort of um, um, capital.
She's not seeing him retrieve them. She's not seeing him retrieve them. Well, she's not seeing who or how they're being retrieved. She's just seeing that they're going, that they are drawn up with many others. Actually, it's really, really cool. But she's only experiencing visually that they are like being drawn up, that there's not someone that or like a being that necessarily is like physically picking them up from under the ocean. If that makes sense. She's only experiencing them as being drawn up and going with y'all to New Earth. She just keeps seeing the visual of she just wants to make it clear, this visual of these islands. It's just two islands. So if you kind of if you imagine a V, but a more spread out V, kind of a wider array, and angled to the right. So if that V, that wide spread out V is like angled to the right, not upwards V, but a sidewards V, that it is that they're located with like kind of almost in the middle of these two islands that create this spread out wide right angled V. She just needed to describe that because the visual is not going away. It's just staying there very, very clearly. So just saying that there's like a like a group of beings that are responsible, that have like a kind of a checklist, making sure that everything is retrieved and everything that goes needs to go. But she's not seeing it as a, like, she's not seeing the specific being that is like physically retrieving these things.
Cool.
But just we just want to make it clear that they are of utmost importance and will not be forgotten, and that there's a reason that these and other, she wants to say relics, very much still exist and have stood, um you know, not just time, but great destruction. They've been protected for a reason, and they always will be. And they the reason they still exist is because, or kind of shows the importance of them, and that they will, yes, they will always follow humanity.
Fantastic. Thank you so much. Um, can we know if there was a person called Lilith who was married to Adam, the original man? Supposedly.
So so Lilith was she was not married to Adam. She came after Adam. She So she's linked to Adam only because she was in close proximity to him in that, in like the timeline of people and date type timeline. So she was alive in the same time period. But she was linked to him because she was in close proximity to him, but not, she was not married to him. She so at the time there was not many people, so the goings on of each individual was known by others, and she was someone who very much like sought out dark energy. She was warned not to, but she did. And so the fact that she was very much looking um, for the dark, means that she found the dark. And when the dark, so she's seen her as like running from the dark. Like basically she asked for it and she wanted it, and she was attracting it, she was calling for it, but once it was coming for her, she was running from it and was overtaken. It was so strong she could not release herself from it. And this dark, she's seen it almost like as what she wants to say demons. They look like almost like very vicious dogs, like black, very vicious little creatures following her, and she was overtaken by the Stark. She wants to call them demons.
So then what happened to her?
So we're telling her she needs to explore the concept of demons, but that is the visually like what how she is experiencing them. And so this dark energy, she was not able to escape from it once she basically attracted to it. And this once this dark energy basically took over her, she did begin doing very very dark things, very, very, very ritualistic rituals that involved she's seeing children. She's like almost experiencing it as like the rituals that have been revealed recently with what the consuming of babies. So she's seeing her do similar type rituals to that, and and that she kind of gained a following. That it wasn't just like people weren't just looking at her in a bad way. They were very interested in what she was doing and started doing it with her. Like she gained like a group of she was became almost like the kind of the leader director of these people that were kind of sucked in for lack of a better word to this dark energy and started doing dark things. And so she um eventually she was basically like run off. She was like not they would not allow her in anywhere near. So she was kind of went off on her. She was not around people anymore. But she continued to do these bad things and affect people energetically for a very long time. And so since she was kind of the one that stood out, the one that people knew of that were doing these very dark, very very it's very bad rituals. She basically anything that was bad that happened for a long period of time after that was like pinned on her. They said that she was causing that. Um so yes. Anyway, to go back to your original question, no, she definitely was not married to Adam, but she was there at that same time period, and she was the one doing a lot of the dark. Um, she attracted, like literally asked for and attracted dark energy to enter their existence, which not only caused problems for her and for the ones that she directly affected, but for long periods of time after that as well.
Okay, so how was she created, or how did she have? She was
She was created the same as Adam, the same. She was created in light. She just with when she had the realization that something else existed, she wanted to find out more, and she asked for that for the dark energy to come to her. But that is not how she was created. That was her own really free will to do so. It's just that free will affected many, many, many others for a very, very, very long time. At
And what
the
was
at the
her life
time,
purpose?
well, we're just gonna say at the time that she was alive, they lived for a very, very long time. So this is something that she was not able to escape. And that the followers basically were killed off. Like she's seeing her very much like on her own, very much alone, but that she continued to be overcome, or just not overcome, but just at that point controlled by darkness and doing dark, um, exposing and projecting dark energy for a long time. She was alive for a very long time. What was your question?
What was her life purpose?
Well, um, she is the one that brought the darkness to the first creation. She is the one that allowed that to enter. She was not created from dark, but that she was the one that revealed that the dark existed, and this changed the kind of paths or opportunities or choices of many. Um, so we're showing her that it's not was not expected to be like that. That it was that when that they were very much supposed to just live in abundance of love and light. It's not that the dark didn't exist, but they weren't supposed to be like so much among it. And that with her knowing, she made the choice to attract that, and that revealed it. So that really was her purpose, was to bring the knowing that the dark existed, but it wasn't that it was still a choice, her choice, and it was others' choice, and that they were not supposed to. They were guided to not go there. They were guided to live in a different way, but she was the one that revealed that there was that choice and that force in existence.
Mm-hmm. Interesting. And so then what ended up happening to her?
Just seeing her in an ocean. I was just seeing that it's like she either drowned in the ocean or was put in the. I guess that she drowned. She's just seeing her like taken over by water.
Okay. And has she reincarnated many times?
Oh, interesting. So what she's saying is not really that she necessarily even died, that she was like still there, but she is like under the water. So she's saying like the force. So it's like her. Confusing because she's not living a life, but it's like her essence is still there and is still producing, not producing, but that dark energy is still like surrounding her. I do not see that she has reincarnated, that it's like as if she's still in that life, but she's not living a normal, she's not a human walking on earth and living a normal life, but she is still in that same existence, but under the water. She's very much seeing like the dark energy very much surrounding her still. But
Is
she's
it serving? Is it serving her to still have that dark energy around her?
well, she's experiencing it as like she's trapped, that that she cannot get away from it, that she isn't trapped in it, but there is a purpose to that. It is not, it is allowed to still exist because it is supposed to still exist. But she's
Would she
go ahead.
would she still do negative things to humanity if she was out of that entrapment?
No, she does not want to. She did not even want to when she realized what the dark energy was. She just could not get away from it. So she wouldn't if she had a choice. But so it's like she is there as a representation. She's not actually doing anything. The dark is still literally surrounding her, but it's not that she can't do anything or use the dark energy, but it's a representation of the way the dark energy can overtake and entrap if you allow it. So the visual where she was literally running from that is really what all humans should do. It's not something that the dark energy is always present. It's just that she is a representation of, do not invite it, do not ask for it, because it can be very, very, very hard to get rid of. It can take over. But she is kind of used as a visual, or like she wants to say, it's not the right word, but like a um um a monument to that, a visual of that, so that other people throughout time could kind of learn from that and steer away from that.
Okay. Are we able to send her healing and release her from some of this or all of this?
Yes. So what we're showing her very clearly is that is an essence of her. So she is heightened. She is above that. Actually, Michelle's experiencing her right now in like her her truest sense, and she yeah, is very much very pleasant and very much light. So it is not that she is literally trapped. It is an essence of her that is, yes, that is still there, but she's not. That it is okay. That is part of her purpose, and it is playing out for kind of the just the continuation of like her her story is not something that would be like attracting people to what she did. Her story is there to deter people from doing what she did, and that's okay, that is how it's supposed to be. So it is just an essence of her. She is above, and she's a very big being, very big being. Um, which is surprising. But anyway, it is it's good. She's good. The fact that she's there is the way it's supposed to be. But she, of course, receives that with love as well.
Fantastic. Okay, cool. I was a little bit concerned maybe that someone had forgotten her and that she needed to be unstuck and loved. Um, so we will send her much love and appreciation for all the lessons she was able to help provide humanity.
Yes, thank you. Thank you. She's thankful for that as well, but she's also showing us that her role now, so she has not reincarnated on Earth, but her role as she's a very big being, and her role um now is literally helping to bring people to love and light. So it's as if she spent many, many years spreading darkness, and now her whole existence is the opposite. It's just literally love and love and love, and it's very, very beautiful.
Oh, that's so special. Yes, I can understand the experiences and lessons of both. So good on her for all of those lessons. Um, uh, of course, we can try and help teach humanity, but it's not until humanity wants to learn and grow will they accept the lessons that they should be collecting from these examples.
Yes, that is very true. That is the purpose of so many big, important, like prominent either beings or events in time. It is not that they say the person necessarily wants to do harm, but that is the purpose. Uh, if they did harm in their lifetime, it is because of it is for a greater purpose and a greater teaching, and so there's many opportunities to steer humanity, and sometimes it is done in a way of like follow me to love, follow me to light, and sometimes it is done in the opposite way, as in like don't do what I did, don't be like me, and either way, it directs people to the light.
Yeah, it's they're huge lessons for humanity to learn and grow from. And what we've known from these experiences and these sessions is how much we love and adore Archangel Lucifer, even though he's got the name that people freak out about. He's just delicious.
Yes, he is actually very similar to Lilith in that sense. Is very much tagged with a lot of the blame for certain things, but that was just part of their how their purpose played out. But yeah, they're actually very. There's a lot of similarities. They're not the same. They're not the same type of being, but similarities in their stories.
Mm. Isn't it such a victim mentality to blame others for um, wrongdoings and evil? When we're just, if you've done something wrong, you've done something wrong. You can't blame other people for one's own actions. We must take responsibility, right?
Um, Yes and no. You do have free will, so there's some of the actions could or were just a matter of choice. Um, could have chosen to do, could have chosen maybe to not do something, or could have chosen a different route. But when people blame evil, that is there is a certain kind of reality to that, and that is the reality of the kind of the dark, the the it is not what you were not what you're created in, and not what you're created to be or to follow. But if you get if you allow that, or if you get sucked into that, or if you accept that, then it does make it much easier to do harmful things, or make what we would label as, bad choices or wrong choices. And so when they label evil, although it's not the word, the word evil is really just a label, but it is. I hope it's making sense. That sometimes it is the dark energy which people oftentimes label evil, that really is making it very possible and very easy for them to make harmful or wrong or bad decisions. So sometimes that label is almost valid, and sometimes it really is just that you had free will and you chose the wrong one, or you were being greedy, or working through ego, and so you chose one path over the other. But sometimes it really is because of a darker, the darkness makes it more easy and acceptable when you are kind of in that place. So if you're elevated, if you're full of light, if you were elevated to a high consciousness, there's no way you would make the conscious choice to do those things. But when you are in the depths and that darkness, it is very easy sometimes for those choices to be made. So that is why they kind of label it as, you know, the evil caused it. And although that word evil, evil is not a part of creation, it is the label that y'all oftentimes have put on that. So does that make sense?
Hmm. Yeah, yeah. Of course, there's many variables to it, but I still feel like it's the person's responsibility to keep themselves high vibe. And if you're so live vibrational that you have negative attach you, and you don't do your own inner work, it's still your responsibility as a person.
Well, that is an accurate statement. However, um, if you look at the state that humanity is in, it is, first of all, you're not oftentimes not taught or told how to do your inner work. You're not even told that what inner work is. This is something that you really have to seek. There's certain areas that it is much more known or accepted, but the majority of it is just not. You have been that really has been stripped from the majority of you. So just imagine a lot of people walking around out there that don't even have a concept of what inner work is, much as how to do it. And then add on top of that, add all the things that pretty much attack your bodies, the chemicals and the EMFs, and the um, the kind of mind control through media and broadcasting and all that. All of those things are just adding layers to you that make it so much harder to even know that there's a way out, much less know how to get out and how to elevate yourself. So for those of you that know how to, it is a beautiful thing that either you know came here with that awareness because you wanted to, or you really 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 did work very hard to find the truth and the abilities to, you know, to do the work and to elevate yourself. Um, some have it easier if you live in areas that maybe don't have like the poisons, you know, to the bodies in so many ways. So there's a lot of variables to it. But what we're saying is there's a very, very large part of humanity that doesn't know that exists because it's so covered up that they just can, it's almost impossible for them to know.
Okay, yeah, I understand. Thank you. Thank you. And yeah, we just send love to the world, really, and hope that everyone can release everything that no longer serves them and they can resonate more with high vibrations and realize that that's a much better approach, gives you true joy.
Yes, and they are. We just want to remind you that this is the really the purpose of all the steps that we've been taking recently to that is the awakening. So yes, please continue to send this love and light and healing. That is an important part of um, you know of That's always an important part, but that really truly is the purpose of this shift.
Yeah, fantastic. Thank you. Okay, is there any final messages for Michelle?
I mean, she wanted a very clear answer on what to do about her trip, and we're saying that as we see it, it would be um, better in a lot of ways if she did not go. If she chooses to go, there's still purpose and there's still growth and there's still healing and learning, and there is still an opportunity for helping a being. But she she kind of wanted just to see on the scale of like which way the scale would tip. You know, if she has a choice in which way maybe is a little bit better outcome, and we're showing her that that would be to stay with her family.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, I know she really really will appreciate hearing that from you, um, because I know she would um, get so concerned if she was away from her family, something big like this happened. So thank you.
Yeah, and we're showing
And
her really that the 14th is just the start of it. But that is, first of all, that's the start of the last week. Um, but that's the start of a kind of unrolling of a lot of things. So it's not just like, will she make it past that day or be able to they hear a broadcast and then have her experiences, but it really is, that's just one that's just the start of it. And so
mm,
there's not that many days left, and the days will be event full, not all, but many will be eventful. And so just instead of trying to fill those days, um, she needs to really do the opposite, not fill those days and use those days, use that time to be close to her family, but also to continue to, as we said before, elevate herself instead of using that time up elsewhere. This is really what she needs to do, and this is part of the reason that she's here. Also, if she can keep herself in the right place, she is able to carry out her role in helping others, and also in processing, much of the energetic load of the that's of the people around her, and so it really is more in line with her purpose anyway. And um, yes, so I just wanted to make that a clear distinction to her.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Is there a final message for me?
There's someone that you are supposed to connect to, someone that is that is, or she wants to say will be reaching out to you, but that is with a great purpose. So not to so if someone not if, but when someone reaches out to you and it feels big to you, it's because it is. And so don't ignore that. Follow your intuition on what you're supposed to do with that. This is a further part of enlightening others. So your connection with that other person will enlighten many others as well.
Okay, sounds very interesting. Are they supposed to contact me or?
Yes, they will contact you.
I feel okay. Thank you. Lovely, lovely, lovely as always. Thank you very much. So we'll ask everyone to recede to where they belong with much love and much appreciation. And we can return Michelle back